Those ignition coils are like one of the best investments that I ever bought. I'll be honest with you guys, those things look super sick on the car, just the way how it sits, especially with the titanium hardwares from JD Custom. Damn, looks really good. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. We need to get some stuff done on my Evo 8, and today we are going to be retuning the Evo 8 Dr. Boost, my tuner. So first thing that we're gonna do is that we need to double check everything on the car. I think it's really good. I already did check oil level, so that's all good to go. Just check the cooling system, all that stuff, and yeah, I think that's about it. We are going to be installing a couple stuff. If you guys have watched my other videos, or 2 to 3 videos, I think I did end up putting a test pipe, and I also did put gaskets. So if you guys are wondering if I did it, it's done already, so we're all good to go from there. And I am gonna go ahead and put in an oil catch can. Since I got the car tuned maybe like a year and a half, I never did put an oil catch can, and that should have been done a long time ago. Since now that the car is making a lot of power and is pushing 28 to 30 psi on a stock turbo, you know, there is gonna have a lot of blow by from there. So we need to put an oil catch can, and I'm gonna go ahead and install an AEM Fuel Rail. It's most likely not really necessary, but it's good to kind of have on the car, especially when it's making this much kind of power. And basically, when you're running an aftermarket fuel rail or any aftermarket brand, you're not making power, but it does kind of help to have support on fuel system. So that's what we're going to be putting on. I am running a 1300 IDX, and it's on a stock fuel rail, so I mean there's no issue. I mean, honestly, I don't really need to put it on, but I would like to put it on anyways, just in case that in the future, if we were to run a bigger turbo or do anything, you know, upgraded on getting the car faster, then I don't have to put it on later on down the road. But that's what we're going to be doing. Here are the catch can that I picked up from eBay. This is a while ago. I just, like I said, I never really did put it on. I got an AEM Fuel Rail from my cousin. It's used though, but also gave it to me for free. Shout out to Nolan if you're watching this. We are going to be taking this FIC injectors out. Got some O-rings that we're going to be replacing when we remove the fuel pressure regulator side and the feed line from the car. And then we got some little caps that I need to cover up. We need to get that all done before we can do data log. Let's go ahead and get everything all done before we can do data log. I feel like after putting the test pipe, I could feel it a little bit different. Just know that I did have a stock cat converter on, and honeycomb was punched, and we tuned the car just the way how it is. Now that I'm putting a new test pipe, now everything from the downpipe all the way back to the muffler is 3-inch straight. Let's go ahead and get those things going, and then we can start doing our data log. So here's the stock fuel rail. Here's the side-by-side comparison to AEM. So here how the port is in the inside of the stock. This is the size of the AEM port. Such a huge amount of difference you could see from the AEM and the stock. So we're gonna replace the O-ring gasket on the fuel pressure regulator. Replace the O-ring gasket on top on the feed line. Whew, this thing is broken. I think the O-ring on top of the injectors looks okay. Should be fine. We're just gonna stick it back in. I'm just gonna go ahead and slap it on top on the fuel rail. Put this bad boy back on top, and then we should be done with the fuel system. So before we go ahead and put the injectors and the fuel rail back on the engine, since we have some room over here, make it a little bit easier to get access on the vacuum hose that runs from the intake manifold and from the valve cover. So we're gonna go ahead and take this vacuum hose out, bend this elbow towards that way, and then we can go ahead and line up the oil catch can and then route everything from there, and then we can slap everything back in. So honestly, there isn't any good mounting point that I could have it that will actually sit properly. Like the only way I can have it somewhere over here, but then I would have to have like a custom mount that I just at least hold it in place, and I decided to just have it somewhere sit over here. As of for now, it's not permanent. Let's go ahead and take the vacuum hose, get this thing all situated, and then we can go ahead and then slap the injectors and the fuel rail back on the car, and then double check everything. We're gonna go ahead and start the car and make sure there is any sign of leaks that is coming from the fuel rail side and injectors, and see how this car runs. Just double check everything, make sure we're good to go. Everything looks good on the engine side. Car runs good, no problem. We're good to go. Need to go put some gas before we can end up doing pulls, otherwise we can end up getting stuck on the road. Let's go ahead and put some gas, and then we can go ahead and start doing data log, and hopefully we can get our new tune by today. For data log is that we're gonna do a third gear pull. So once I hit the data log on EvoScan, I'm gonna go ahead and do first and second gear, not to do any pulls. Once we get to third gear, we'll go ahead accelerating at 3000 RPM all the way up to 7000 RPM, and along with recording the AFR on the gate. And then once that's done, we're gonna go ahead and send that to my tuner, send him the log and the AFR. We just wait until we get the new map, flash it on the car, and then see how the car runs. Been a few days now since we did the log. We just got the new map from my tuner, Dr. Boost. So now we're gonna go ahead and flash it into the car. He wants me to do a first to fourth gear pull, do the log, and also record the AFR at the same time, and make sure that the car is running top shape, and it should be good to go. So I'm super excited. So let's go ahead and flash the new map in the car, and then we can go out, warm up the car first, drive it out there, and then we'll do the log. Pulls hard, guys. Yeah, I didn't want to punch it too hard. I thought it was a cop on the side, that's why I kind of like slowly shifted third gear. Other than that though, the car runs good. I did send the data log and the AFR to my tuner, so we're just gonna wait and see what he says, and then we should be good with the tune though. So this car runs absolutely 100. Never had any issues since the day that the car got tuned, and it's been like about a year and a half when me and Dr. Boo started, you know, communicating from there. Yeah, I mean, car runs good, guys. I'm super happy, super pumped, and especially for a stock 8 turbo, it handles very well. And I'm amazed at what a stock turbo can do and push a amount of power and torque on this car. So I'm very happy about it. So I just heard back from my tuner. Everything looks good on the log and on the AFR. The car runs top shape like I said, no issue at all. So we're all good to go. I'm gonna go ahead and just drive around, and I'm gonna head to my friend's shop, Ben and Kev back in Hawaii. Check them out, hang out with them for a little bit, and yeah, let's go for a little rip and just have fun, guys. Forgot your tools. It was in my car the whole time. Was it bent? So we're here at the shop, and this is Cat Project over here. This thing is completely stripped out. This car is gonna be a drag car. It's gonna take a little while, but it's coming along. One thing about this car, guys, it has 0% rust. That's how crazy it is. And the bonus part, you got this car for free. You can't go wrong with a free car with no rust. So he pretty much did a lot of big progress on removing the roof, because they're gonna do carbon fiber. Pretty much they're gonna strip the car completely down to where it's super lightweight, take care of all that stuff. Here is Ben's build. He just put in the ITBs, put a lot of progress on this car, and he is gonna tune the car until everything else is all dialed in. This one, you're looking at a 10-second car. K20, fully built, I believe, 4-piston. So that is the goal. That's what he's dealing with. This car is a freaking monster. Can't wait till the car is all dialed in so we can get some clips on it. So I'm looking forward to it. So I've decided to put the catch can right here. Kind of didn't like it how it was between the battery and the brake system. So I figured out, hey, I might as well just put it over here since there's an open space. I did have a siren that was mounted right here, so I took it off and just stir it on there for now until we can figure out where we're gonna put it on. I ended up going back into stock fuel rail. Took out the AEM fuel rail because obviously I don't think I need it. This is probably like the last time this car is gonna get tuned with this setup until we end up going something bigger. But I'm very happy where the car is at. So if you guys don't know, I took the car to the drags last year, and the fastest time I did was 11.9. Street tires, pump gas. The only thing we did was that we removed the passenger seat, rear seat, and that's about it. So about 80 pounds of interior weight that we moved out of the car, and it hit 11.9. But that wasn't the tune that I had in the car running the JMF manifolds. So I'm excited. I wanted to see where the car is at, but unfortunately they canceled the drags due to COVID rising, so that's pretty junk. Hopefully that they open the drags soon before the end of the year, because I really want to take this car back to the drag and see where we can get this car at. We're looking at least 11.5, maybe 11.5. If I can break 11.9, I'll be super pumped. Probably be the last time I'll take the car to the drags with this setup, and then we can go something big. I'm looking at a 62 mil turbo. Of course, we're gonna do all the upgrade fuel setup, you know, anything we need to make at least 500 wheel horsepower, which I really want to do it. Car runs top shape, like I said. Shout out to Steven, Dr. Boost, doing another retune on my car. Car runs absolutely 100, like I said. Let me know in the comment section below what you guys think about my Evo. I'm just super pumped, like no words to describe. I love this car. This car is fun daily, and she's a ripper. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification button below, and I'll see you guys on the next one.